They aren't shown very clearly on this diagram, but they are shown in yours on page 469 on both the skeletal and the cardiac type. Is that correct? Okay, now let's look at the real thing. If you saw this slide on the test, there ought to be a flashing blue light going off in your cerebral cortex saying what? Those are striations, so it has to be what? It's got to be muscle tissue. Now your cerebral cortex says, but you got two choices. What are the two? Cardiac and skeletal. How are we going to distinguish them? First look at your handout sheet, then look at these two diagrams. What's the difference between cardiac and skeletal muscle tissue? How many cells are here? 2. How many nuclei do you see? A whole bunch of them, right? How many cells in your body, or how many tissues in your body are multinucleated? How few? This is it. One kind. So if you see multiple nuclei and striations, you know it's muscle tissue and it's the skeletal type. So there's not one characteristic for you to learn, is there? Now over here, I agree, you see 5 nuclei. So you might say, well, isn't that multinucleated? No, because how many cells are here? If there's 5 nuclei, Zayla, 5 cells. Look at your handout sheet. These two kinds of muscle tissue are uninucleated. That means one nucleus per cell. But here's another difference of the cardiac type of muscle tissue. The cells aren't separated from each other. They're connected. Or did I use the word on your handout sheet? They anastomose. They're joined. All right? So, looking at this view of the muscle tissue, can you see any nuclei? Yes. Here they are up along the edge of this cell. They're dark colored. And you can see the striations. All right? Question about the skeletal type. The second kind of muscle tissue that I'm going to show you.
The ones you just showed us are skeletal
That's
muscle
correct.
tissue? Okay.
You just took it off. No. I'm recording. No, just. Okay. There we go.
Now, can you see nuclei in this view? Yes. Here's one, here's one, here's one, here's one, here's one. Several up here. All right, but you can't, in my opinion, you can't figure out, well, is this skeletal or cardiac, because you can't see the striations at this point. But look at this cell right here. it's this one right here. They're not separate. Here there's one piece. But now, you see these two cells here have joined right there. So when you see that anastomosing condition of the cells or fibers, then you know it's what kind? Cardiac. Only the cardiac's like that. Okay? Questions about the cardiac type?
After she gets done taking the picture.
All right, now what kind of muscle tissue is this? And you should be able to answer that by elimination.
Smooth muscle.
It's smooth muscle tissue. There's three types. We've seen the cardiac and the skeletal already. Or you could refer to that chart right there, and this looks a whole lot like the middle diagram. But look at the shape of the cells. Long, thin, and tapered on the ends. All right? And then what do you suppose is this? Why is the middle of this cell, from here to here, why is it thicker there? That's the nucleus. All right? So the shape of the cells alone ought to give you the clue that you need to identify this as smooth muscle tissue. By the way, not all of your slides will look like this. This slide was prepared by someone that took a tool and pulled the cells apart. In your diagram there on page 469, the cells, look, watch my hand. The cells are side by side like the fingers of my hand. But then what's been done on this slide that I'm projecting is they've been pulled apart so that you can see the individual cells more clearly. All right? Any of those that you need to see again?